What's up, everybody? It is Matt from Electric All Wheel, and I am super excited about this one. I believe I have found a forever bike, and this is the Ariel Rider Kepler. 52 volt, 20 amp hour battery, 1000-watt rear hub, plus 30 miles an hour. Awesome accessory package straight out the box. We did add the seat and the suspension seat post with a shim, and we will get that link in the description below the video for you. And another thing that is often overlooked is the deck width on this rear rack. I am beyond myself with this bike. I took it for the first real ride last night and it was unreal. This bike is crazy awesome. And so we are going to see about adding a dual battery to this. We have the 52 volt, 15 amp hour triangle battery, and we are just going to do a rear rack mount. And we believe we're going to have to do an external dual battery discharge balancer install, probably under the seat post, as you have seen us do before, last one being the Electric X Peak. We are going to put a 40 amp dual battery discharge balancer kit on here, and then we also have an extension cable set just in case we need that extra length to get up to the battery. I'm super excited about this. Please note, this does have the bottle cage mounts, so putting on the silver adapter for a forward battery is a possibility. If you have a 52 volt down tube battery, check that out. You can see a version of this in our previous videos with the Hemingway Cruiser and the Electric X Peak as well. It is a nice adapter that shifts the mounting positions up so the battery nose will hang and then it will be mounted in this general area. If you haven't already, give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. It is our primary, and that's how you can show us some love. And if you're in the area, check out E-Bikes of Tampa Bay, Florida Facebook group. Get in that group, make an event, and go for a ride with your e-bike friends. Let's get going. I'm so excited. We have two screws, 1 and 2, that we're going to take out. And they look like hex heads, so we're gonna go ahead and remove those, and then this plate should move out and there's a connection inside the housing. There we go. And we know we have an XT60 connection. What we're going to do immediately is check the viability of function with the balancer. This will plug into one of your battery imports on your balancer, one of these two for the dual battery. And then the balancer will go here. And then we're just going to set the battery down and plug it in. And it does have life. So there we go. Controller is on. I'm going to put it in pedal assist 1. Perfect. Let's see if we can get this wheel to move. Woof! That thing sings. Oh my. All right. That works. So now my difficulty lies in getting the wires, and this balancer is obviously not going to fit inside here, so it's going to need to be an external install. Let's set aside the battery. So straight away, it is presumed that you will need the cables that come with your kit, and you're going to need another XT60 extension set to make this work to get all the way to your rear rack. You will likely not need them if you do any kind of attachment here. You'll just need to get your balancer to the outside, and then you'll you can make the connection with the existing cables on generally most any aftermarket down tube battery. So when I take my cables, I know that I need one end each to be able to plug into the controller and then be able to plug into the battery. So I need a male and a female inside this compartment. And I will tell you already, I've looked at it and this thing is tight. I may have to take out the grommet to get it in, but we'll see if we can fit it in there. There we go. What I'll do is I'll sift these through the grommet just in case I can get it to fit. Now I'm just bringing them up right here out of the housing so I can get a hold of them. Most of these companies do not want to extend the effort to accommodate any aftermarket stuff, so this thing is fit just for their wires, and that's about it. There we go. Oh my goodness, that was a task. Probably going to be the hardest part of all of this. Okay, I have my two cables. External, I know where this is headed. This is to the controller, so we need to go ahead and get one of these into this plug. That'll do. And I'm also going to get some tape on here because I do need to put a little pull on the cables when they go in. So now I'm just going to pull that slack out. Okay. And then this one is my plate. I'll go ahead and plug that in. I'm going to take some of this slack out. There we go. So I'll just work my wires back into the housing. I'm going to go ahead and get that buttoned up. Very important not to strip your screws here. Take my cables. And then come up and under, and we'll end up over here. Our balancer and go ahead and get that plugged in. We're gonna go ahead and mount right there, and we'll have a stopping point. So we're just gonna try and flush mount it right in this area to keep it down. We'll give one wrap around the cables just because that's a good mounting place. We don't pull it too tight right here. Not too tight. And then what I do sometimes is on a double wrap, I just start this. And this one is tight. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take my second set of extension cables, and I'm going to plug in right here for the second battery. I only need one, and then that's going to get me up here where I want to be. All right, for this one, zipper side up and then straps forward. Go ahead and use those to get the battery drawn in. Make sure you don't wrap up your connection cable. And honestly, I'm just going to place them now. I'm not going to draw them terribly tight because I may need to strap further back just to make sure it's secure. So first wrap is going to go in the first loop of the rack, so right in this position. There we go. Feels pretty secure. Let me do this one last strap. I have my extension cable out here, and now I'm just going to get my battery, my second battery, plugged in. Let's check for juice. That's the second battery. We know that the factory battery is not plugged in. What I'm going to do is unplug the second battery at the balancer. Perfect. And then go ahead and plug in the factory battery. So my second battery is unplugged. You can see that this is the cable for it. The factory battery is in. And then we're going to go ahead and check for power. Perfect. My second battery back in. There we go. Well, there you have it. We have successfully installed a second 52 volt battery on this already hefty 52 volt 20 amp hour factory Ariel Rider Kepler. I'm super excited about this. The amount of range and just the power sustained during that ride is going to be awesome. I know some of you are ready for the range calculations, so let's get to that. So this is a 20 amp hour battery and this is a 15 amp hour battery. We'll go ahead and add those together. 20 plus 15 equals 35, and then we're going to multiply that by 52, and that's your voltage, and you get 1,820 watt hours. That's pretty awesome. And then we're going to divide that by the Mica toll constant. 25 watt hours per mile. It says that it uses 25 watt hours for every mile ridden, generally speaking. More for bigger people, less for smaller people, and then you have to factor in hills and whatever resistance is coming, like wind. 1,820 watt hours divided by 25 watt hours per mile equals 72.8 miles with this dual battery setup. Remember that the high amp discharge of the Kepler means that there is more heat in the system. So you want to be conscious about this. Continuous discharge through your system, increased resistance for length of cables, etc. You must be mindful. So make good decisions. Otherwise, we are very happy. We're going to take this out for an afternoon ride, probably ride to the beach just to see what's up. We're super happy with the Kepler. If you haven't already, give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. It is our primary, and if you're in the area, check out the Facebook group, E-Bikes of Tampa Bay, Florida. Get in that Facebook group, make an event, and go for a ride with your friends. We will leave the adapter for the bottle cage mount for a down tube battery in the description below. There'll be a link for that. We'll have this battery and probably a couple of 52 volt recommendations if you decide to go this mounting route. Remember, you lose whatever step through capabilities are really here, which this isn't my favorite statement to call it a step through because of how high this crossbar is, but it is what it is. I love this bike and I would prefer to have this one. I think haven't ridden the crossbar. It might be better to have the high step version so that you can mount a triangle battery in this area, but that remains to be seen. So anybody out there that does this, please let us know if you can actually fit the triangle battery in the high step Kepler and it mounts right here. Other than that, we're really happy with it. We'll talk to you next time.